The game of the weekend is the Seahawks and the Rams. Both 7-2 straight up. Both 7-2 against the spread. The two best ATS marks in the league. You've got the home team as the favorite, -3. The Rams are favored by 3. It's the highest total, upper 40s, 48 in the hook, right around there. And Sam, we'll break this down, but you tell me. But it certainly feels like it is a lot of the sharp players aligning on the Rams side, and I'm sure a lot of the public is going to be on the Seahawks.
There were a couple 3.5s that popped yesterday, and they got bet right back, right back. So that plays into what you're saying. So I thought you would appreciate this quote. This is a story I wrote for Fox about this game. Fox was like, "Can you write a story about Texas, Georgia, and Rams Seahawks?" I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. So here's the story. Betting world eyeing massive Texas, Georgia, Rams Seahawks games. Make it work. Okay, fine. Ed Salmons from the Westgate. On Rams Seahawks, here's the quote. "I think these two teams are identical. The spread should be lower, but it's a little inflated because we're expecting Rams money. The public is enthralled with the Rams."
Yeah. That's why I'm on the dog, man. I have these two teams as being identical. They have terrific coaching. People are going to put McVay higher. I understand because of the sample size, what he's accomplished. They are elite offenses. APA per pass, Seahawks 2, Rams 3. We can go over a number of plays. The best team in the league off play action is the Seattle Seahawks. Guess what? You're going to see a lot of play action. As far as defenses, they're both top notch. These are top 5 defenses. EPA per play, the Seahawks are number 5. The Rams are number 3 overall. They're both great against the run. We're talking about number 2 and number 3 in the league. So overall, like total DVOA, guess what? Seahawks are 1, Rams are 2. Net yards per play, Seahawks are 1, the Rams are 4. So I'm totally with that point that these two teams are identical. So we have a dog here that's getting a field goal. Yeah, I'm going to take that field goal. And that dog getting 3 points under McDonald on the road. Here are the Seahawks, 11-1 straight up on the road, 8-3-1 against the spread on the road. This year, net yards per play on the road, Seahawks by far the best in football, plus 2.4. It is a sizable gap between them and everybody else, how they perform on the road. So I'm getting 3. I'm going to take 3. I'm unimpressed with the teams the Rams have beaten. Now, you've got to play who's on your schedule. I totally understand it. And they've had some luck as far as injured quarterbacks and all that. I want to see it. Let me see that impressive win. Let's see it, Rams. I'm a little surprised that so much respected money is on the Rams -3, and it doesn't seem like they're back in the Seahawks. But to your point, that's interesting that I do see a couple 3.5s out there, but they're going to be juiced if you want to take the 3.5. That those are not lasting. It does seem like it's pretty rock solid at 3.
It just feels like a lack of trust in Darnold. The people that like the Rams are putting Stafford against Darnold and picking their fighter. Stafford has 25 touchdowns and 2 picks. All summer, we heard about the back. He's not on the field. He's on the treadmill. He's not throwing the ball yet. There were wise guys that were betting Rams under and Rams to miss the playoffs for the majority of the summer because everybody was petrified of Matthew Stafford not being able to make it through the season. And, of course, we're just over halfway through. Long way to go. He's not getting hit, though, man. That's the thing. Their line has been very good, and it's very clear to me that the directive from Sean McVay has been get rid of the ball. We are not taking hits. We are not taking sacks. Get rid of the ball. And that's what they've done all season long. Now, you look at their resume, it's not that great. I mean, who's the Rams' best win so far? Can you name it without looking? I couldn't. Because a lot of the teams that they faced that they liked, the market, Eagles,
Niners,
loss. Niners, loss. Yeah, but beating the Niners with Mac Jones, I don't know that that's like a
And nobody
feather
on
in your
defense.
cap.
And nobody
Right.
on defense. Yeah.
Beating the Ravens 17-3. I don't believe Lamar
That
played
was
in that game. Yeah, Cooper Rush
Lamar.
played in that one.
Nope. Correct.
Okay. So your best win is the Colts, 27-20. Best win.
What about the Seahawks? Best win. Is it more impressive?
I didn't look, but I will pull up the schedule now. I think going. They don't have that many impressive wins either. At Pittsburgh, home against New Orleans. At Arizona, at Jacksonville, home against the Texans. You're right. They are identical. They're both good, and they both beaten nobody. Have at it.
Like you look at everything with these two teams. Like I'm thinking about their number one receivers, Puka, JSN. They're identical, right? They're pretty close. Oh man, as far as where they stand in the league. So I can't wait for this game. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to for me. These two teams are so damn close. It's razor thin. I'll just take the team getting 3. That's where I'm at. That plays well on the road. I'm looking forward to it.
Quick math, too. Quick math on this one. If you like the Seahawks, there are 2 plus prices to think about and maybe understand. Seattle to win the division is plus 110. Seattle to win this game is plus 140. You probably don't win the division without winning this game. So probably take the plus 140. And also, if you're wondering, Joe, the number on JSN, BetMGM on the high side of the market, over under on yards, 103.5 for JSN.
Against this defense?
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes, that is high. But, you know, those people keep betting the over. I'm sure they're hitting every single week. All right, let's march on. How about an NFC North matchup? Bears at the Vikings. This was your matchup on Monday Night Football to start the season. The Vikings show up in the fourth quarter after McCarthy did almost nothing all game, and then they walk out of Soldier Field with a victory. The Vikings are favored by, well, it depends on the book you look at. Most of the week it's been 3, but we started to see some 2.5s pop, some Bears love at +3 in the market. Things are going well for the Bears. Nobody thought that they would be sitting 6-3 like they are, and the Vikings 4-5 is a team that's favored in this game. High total 48.5. These are 2 over teams, Sam. So that's how we get that high total. Bears 5-3-1 to the over. The Vikings 7-2 to the over on the season. What do you think?
As a noted Bears hater this year, yeah, I laid 2.5 yesterday, -15. Little juicy, but I'd rather lay 2.5 at 15 than lay 3. If the Vikings win 24-21, I'm so sick of pushes this year. After another push last night on the +13, I laid the 2.5. There are multiple 2.5s in the market, including BetMGM, 2.5 -118. I love Flores against Caleb, and I think the Bears are just such a lucky team. Just a lucky team this year. So we'll see. Maybe my hatred will come back to bite me, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Don't have a play on the side. I understand where you're coming from on the luck. Just look at the fumbles. Turnovers overall, but look at the fumbles. Number 1 in turnover margin in the league. And they're getting a lot of momentum, I think, because maybe people are being fooled by the offense. You want to give them credit if they're putting up points and they're putting up numbers. And you look at the last month, Bears are doing that. They're 4th in EPA per play on offense. They're 4th in EPA per rush. So they're getting it done offensively. The problem is that was the Giants last week. That was the Bengals 2 weeks ago. It was a hobbled Ravens defensive team that at the time was looking bad. The Saints are in there as well. It's like, okay. And when the Bears are winning, it is these fourth quarter comebacks, right? 3 of the last 4 games they've won with fourth quarter comebacks thanks to Caleb and his escapability. Is that going to continue against a good defense? This is going to be the best defense that they've faced in quite some time. The Vikings are going through a lot of offensive issues. There's no doubt about that. I mean, you can make the case with McCarthy, they're a bottom 5 offense, and I'd be willing to hear that. But defensively, they're strong. And their defense has not been turning the football over. So maybe that starts to turn. I'm really torn on this game. I don't have a play on it. I understand what you're thinking as far as jumping on Minnesota -2.5 once those started to pop. Those are still available. There are quite a few books that have 2.5 out there, but plenty of 3s as well. McCarthy's got to play better. That's what it comes down to. He had 2 more interceptions last week. Baltimore kept batting the ball down at the line, tip passes. He's got to get on the same page as his number 1 receiver, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson gets the targets. They're just not completing the passes right now. He's got to figure that out, and then everything else will be all right.
Good news for the injury report on the Minnesota side. It looks like they're going to have multiple of those offensive linemen back in this game. Now, the one name that makes me nervous is Jonathan Grenard has not been practicing with a shoulder. DNP Wednesday, DNP Thursday. That's not great. But Van Ginkel's back at practice. Harrison Smith is back at practice. So it looks like they're going to be healthier than initially believed earlier in the week. So we'll see. Minnesota's been a very up and down team. If you get their best, they're going to cover. You get their worst, they're going to lose. But off that game against the Ravens, I think they're going to bounce back, and I think they're going to beat the Bears.
All right, let's go to another divisional matchup, Sam. We've got the Bengals at the Steelers. The Steelers, the home team, coming off a bad loss on Sunday night against the Chargers, -3 in the turnovers. Rodgers had a couple of picks. He looked terrible on Sunday night, but that was a much better defense. A better defense than the worst defense, which is what you get in Cincinnati. That's why Pittsburgh's favored by 5.5. We did see this game just a few weeks back. Week number 7, the Bengals win a shootout, and that was with Flacco, 342 yards. Jamar Chase went off. Chase Brown went off. So you had the shootout. They had almost 500 yards of offense, Cincinnati. So is that going to be a repeat? The total is 49. Steelers favored by 5.5. What do you think?
This was the game that the Bulldog from WGR hit that parlay. Everybody hit their parlays that night.
Oh,
that was the Thursday night game. Remember? Just everybody did everything. Overs, points, touchdowns. This is a high number for a Steelers game. Just think about all the Steelers totals in the last 10 years. How many of them were almost 50? Not many. So
more of them were closer to 30.
Sure. Well, definitely 35. I don't know about 30. Yeah. I mean, that Steelers sweet spot's been like 41 to 43 for the last decade. So understand that if you're going over, this is one of the higher Steeler totals. And maybe it is justified considering what we saw in the last matchup. I'm not going to do anything in this one. I know you were on the Bengals. I think you were thinking maybe money line on the Bengals. I'm going to stay on the sidelines for this one. That is such a big total for a Pittsburgh Steelers game. It makes me uncomfortable to see Pittsburgh and 49 on the same line.
Okay, so the idea of remember when we were talking about USC Iowa, you brought up the point like, oh, this is a USC type of total. That's what scares me about taking Iowa and the points in this spot. To your point, high total. Isn't this a Bengals total?
Yes.
Certainly seems like it. Dreaded number 5, 5.5. Flacco goes off on the Steelers. Yes, it is. The number that makes you want to think dog, and that's why I'm thinking dog. Yeah, if this total's right, it's probably going to be the Bengals doing their part and staying at least within the number, maybe winning outright. Now, does it even matter that Trey Hendrickson's not practicing, Shamar Stewart? Because their defense blows anyways. They're not stopping anybody. But a lot of the noise around Cincinnati this week, Joe Burrow. He's practicing. If you win this game, now it's like, is he playing next week against New England? What about on Thanksgiving against Baltimore? If you win this game, you're 4-6. They have an outside chance. I'm taking the Bengals plus 5.5. Should be a fun game. I'm not backing Rodgers.